So the Inkwell, it's a passion project almost.
It is a passion project.
You
yeah.
and Jim came up with the idea.
Yeah, I think it's been at least like 5 years or so that my husband and I felt like we wanted to have a place for the community to gather.
Okay.
And a coffee and tea house.
And the idea, it came from another Inkwell in New Jersey, correct?
It did.
Yeah.
And this is not anything like that one.
Right, certainly.
But a similar way in that that's where my husband and I had our first date.
Awesome.
And so when I was trying to come up with the name Inkwell, I threw around a lot of things and wasn't landing on anything. Like that was kind of not at the forefront of my thinking. And so I started Googling other names for coffee. And I eventually landed on the word ink. I'm like, oh, so it was coined by a German physician way back in 1582 when he was traveling in Aleppo and was served this really dark brew. And he said it's black as ink.
Black as ink.
And I'm very surprised some people know it, that is actually another word for coffee.
That's funny. Now, see, when I thought it was a connotation to either printing or artistry, and I thought perhaps you kind of were looking to tie in with the artsy theme that Littleton has.
Right.
Inkwell, it's right, but it has nothing to do with it.
It has nothing to do with
except
that.
for the ink splots
right.
on the logo.
The logo
but even those could be green
coffee.
tea and coffee.
And exactly what it is. But I'm loving how we are attracting the artistic community, and already we've had people in this space writing and of course reading. I mean, what better place to read? But like a lot of writers have come in, so I love that.
Yeah.
So then the other part of that well is a gathering place.
Yes.
The well was the center of a community in primeval days, and you had to have an active well to build your community around.
Right. I had said passion project, but it's a family project. You're here with your husband and you started.
Yeah.
You have the kiddos here behind the desk.
Yeah.
Tell me, how are they into that, or are they just helping because it's just starting?
I think it's just starting.
Right.
And my kids are awesome to even be willing, to do this. They didn't have to. This is our dream. It's not their dream.
This is true.
And they have just been so generous with their time. My daughter came home from college and she was subbing last summer, and she actually had other jobs, and that of course they wanted her back, the other employees, and she said, no, I'm going to help my parents.
Oh, wonderful.
Thank you everyone for joining us for the ribbon cutting here at the Inkwell. We are very fortunate to have Angel and Jim and her family in our community. I first had the opportunity to work with Angel and Jim when they participated in the UNH First Impressions program, and we needed volunteers to go down and look at a fellow community to see what some of their opportunities and assets were in that community, and they did the reverse for us. So the First Impressions program is designed to help a community learn about their downtown's existing assets. And I think we could easily say that Jim and Angel and the Inkwell are one of our downtown assets, and we are so lucky to have them in our community. You may have seen on our Facebook page a write-up on a Littleton itinerary if you're coming to the area downtown, and read a little bit about the history of the Inkwell. Ink, a little-known word for coffee, coined in 1582 by a German physician who, while traveling to Aleppo, was served a dark brew and described the foreign liquid as black as ink. That is how I love my coffee. The active well, dating back to the biblical days, was paramount to a town's survival. Again, true of the Inkwell here, was the epicenter of the community, which I believe Inkwell has already served and will continue to do so. So fast forward to 1988, where Jim and Angel first met on a date where they fell in love over a cup of coffee. The story was made at an Inkwell in New Jersey. Oh my gosh, it's stuff of fairy tales. And we are now here celebrating the opening of their Inkwell today. So I'm going to turn this over to Senator Woodburn and Representative Aaron Hennessy, who I believe also wants to welcome Sam, and we'll do a ribbon cutting.
First, congratulations. It's great to see another business opening in Littleton. The energy and enthusiasm, the idealism, great ideas and great things that have flowed from the Inkwell here, as they always do. But Representative Hennessy has joined me, and we have a state of New Hampshire resolution celebrating the grand opening of the Inkwell and Tea House. And we just want to thank you, honor you, appreciate you, and we wish you great success.
Thank you all for coming. This has been an amazing endeavor, and it's been a dream of ours for a couple of years. And it's really been a community effort from when I met with Carrie over the idea last summer, and it's just grown to what we see today. I just want to give a thanks to my wonderful landlord who's upstairs. I think she's not here today. She wanted to be here. She's been so accommodating to us, even giving us furniture to help us because she didn't feel we had enough to do. Jim's done the build out, and Bill helped. Yes, he did. And my sister in New Jersey did the design, and my brother did the logo. So it was just such a great family effort. And my wonderful children who are working for free. No, I hear they remind me of the child labor law. They get good tips, and they get free food. So. But just thank you to the community. We already have our regulars. That it's just such a blessing that this is our bread and butter, and all those who come on a regular basis as well, and for the visitors. Just thank you all for coming today, and we just want this place to continue to be a blessing to the community of Littleton.
Jim, you gotta go real slow.
Yes. Ready, guys? Drum roll.
Community seems to be behind it.
The community
You had
has been
the-
amazing.
You had the chamber here,
Yeah.
as well as the other
Yeah.
small business owners
Yeah.
coming out and visiting.
And they really are like on a pretty regular basis supporting us because they're, that's how you make it. And we have so many, besides the business owners, so many regulars that come in, several times a day, some every day. And that's the bread and butter that's just be able to pay my bills and order more coffee.
Right? And it's good coffee too.
Great
It's not
coffee.
just, a Keurig and a machine.
It's amazing coffee. I'm
Now-
so happy to find
Are
our
you using
roaster.
fair trade individuals for
Yeah, it's-
beans, or how's that
It's
coming?
Cafe Monte Alto down in Plymouth,
Okay.
and he roasts all his own beans. They've been in the coffee roasting business for over 70 years on his wife's side of the family, and I tested a lot of coffees and kept coming back to him. And he and his wife have been absolutely amazing. They came up and helped us set up, made sure everything was going to be ground properly, and taught us how to use our machine. And they still come up here, and it's like family already. I mean, it's like we have to hug each other, and it's just great.
That's Now, you had said bread and butter a second ago. You're not just coffee.
We're not.
You like that
We've
segue?
got amazing bread.
Yeah? Is
know-
it homemade by you or the girls?
No,
the husband? or-
it's from a bakery in New Jersey, Tribeca Bakery, but it's of course a big factory. But they do the sourdough bread still in small batches,
Nice.
so it tastes like it's just homemade, and it's the legit real stuff. The food is substantial for lunch, and then the breakfast is I felt like the sourdough bread was so good, I had to develop my menu around it. I have to tell you though about the ricotta toast that has been actually a creation that my mother and I came up with, tasting the sourdough bread, and then the ricotta I get, since I'm Italian, but this ricotta is from Connecticut. That is, like my mother said, was like the ricotta she grew up on. So
Really?
It's different. It's not the kind you can get in the grocery store.
Okay.
It's kind of a drier, but it's really creamy, and So that goes over the sourdough toasted bread with local lemon honey.
Oh, wow.
And it is such a phenomenal
Now,
combination.
the honey, is that,
and
that's the creation that you and your mom
yeah,
made?
we put that together. And the fire chief and his wife have bees.
Yeah.
So I get my honey from my granola from them. Also the honey that goes on the peanut butter toast. And she also does a lemon honey, so that goes on the regatta toast.
The well, the gathering spot. Are you finding, you said writers are arriving and doing
Yeah.
some work here.
Yep.
Has there been any discussion? I know it's still very early, only
Yeah.
a month or so in, but has anybody brought up the idea of doing book club or writing clubs, or this being a destination for other community events to be held at?
Yeah, we've had a few of those suggestions. Even two young girls were coloring here yesterday. They'd just gotten coloring books and pencils from the bookstore, so they were having their coffee and coloring. And I said we should do a coloring and coffee party.
That's
like,
great.
oh, we would totally come to that.
That's awesome.
Yeah, we have the green room over there, which
Right.
we created that intentionally to be reserved. I actually did have two older women came in yesterday and said we would like to use this for our book club. So yeah, so that has happened. I wanted to create a menu that was simple but was different.
Right.
So the four sandwiches we have, one is the ham and granny,
Yeah.
which is with a bistro ham, which is actually North Country ham, so that's local too, no nitrates. Granny Smith apple.
The no bake brownie.
Oh yeah.
I had some of that the other
that's
day.
mine.
That's yours.
That's
we got to
my
bring that onto
recipe.
this thing.
Oh,
So tell me
it's-
about
it's
that. How did that come
The
up?
famous
Yes.
black bean brownie.
Black bean brownie, and it's delicious.
It's phenomenal.
I had two. I gotta admit,
Isn't
they're
it?
free. You usually don't double
Well, that
dip,
was
but I
just a
would.
little sample.
They were good. They were
They're
really good.
so there's no grain in it.
No, so it's gluten free,
Gluten free.
not sugar free.
But it's a good sugar I use.
Good sugar.
And it's not a ton of sugar, and it's coconut oil, which is really good for you.
Yeah.
Some eggs and a really high quality cocoa powder. And it is like something you should eat because you're getting the antioxidants from the cocoa powder.
Yeah.
And protein and fiber from the beans. There's also other vitamins in beans, and
That's awesome.
I know.
Now, is it a recipe that you found and you doctored, or
right.
did you just make?
It actually came into my inbox about a year ago, and then I switched it up a little bit. But I mean, like Genius, the person who said, "Let me throw a can of black beans in a food processor
Yeah.
with some eggs and coconut oil and put it in the oven and see what happens."